Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. Before we start the show, I want to announce we have two guests coming up. One next Tuesday at 1 o'clock, we're going to be interviewing Jim Beach, who's been on the show before, but he was talking about entrepreneurship and how to start a new business on a shoestring. And this time he's going to be talking about the call for nuclear energy to replace fossil fuels and those wildly inefficient solar and wind sources. We'll get to that next Tuesday. And then on Wednesday the 29th, we'll be speaking to Joshua Gale. Gale Bird is apparently, I don't know if that's his stage name or if it's a band he has, whatever. But we're going to be speaking with him. That's going to be, I think, a totally different episode than we've had, possibly the most different one since we had the Gnarly Girls on. And that's the future. But for now, we are here to talk about, I don't know, Mike wanted to do the podcast, even though we have one that was released last night that we did because of October 7th. So this show will probably be released. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to release it today, if I'm going to wait a couple of days to release it. We'll see. Well, whenever it comes, you'll be surprised.
I just, I believe this morning, finished watching a movie that was given to me by a gentleman named Ray McAdams, who was an actual bona fide Buddhist Llama. As I understand it, his parents were mercenaries. He was raised in China, and he got involved in
mercenaries or missionaries.
Pardon me?
His parents were mercenaries or missionaries?
Missionaries.
Okay, you said mercenaries.
No, I didn't.
To see his mother and father both running around the jungles with a rifle.
Your potato to English, English to potato interpreter isn't working. But anyway, so although, yeah. So anyway,
the audience.
The point is that Ray McAdams was recognized by even the Dalai Lama as being a respected Lama. And I bumped into him through a friend of mine named Peter. And he recommended a number of videos to me to help me learn Buddhism and some of the esoteric stuff going on in Buddhism.
Is this our mutual friend, Peter?
Yes.
Okay.
So the thing is that the movie that he gave me, and I ended up copying to disc because at the time he gave it to me, it was a VCR thing, is Little Buddha. And the reason why I mention it is because, again, Ray McAdams was a Tibetan Lama, and he was trained there, and very special person. And for him to say, watch this movie and learn something about Buddhism is a lot. So if you have any interest in just looking at what Buddhism might offer you, this was recommended to me by a bona fide Tibetan Lama, and I watched it again last night and this afternoon, and I was I rekindled my interest in those teachings.
Did you give us the name of the film yet?
Little Buddha.
Little Buddha.
It did not teach me compassion, as you could see.
Or patience.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's like I'm a doctor and you're my patient, and the prognosis is not good.
What about Bob?
I've known a Bob or two.
Okay.
But, yeah. And another...
The one with Keanu Reeves you told me about yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it had an effect upon me.
Mention that. More people will want to watch it if Keanu Reeves
actually did.
You did?
But that's okay. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
I know.
I was looking for something to write with.
Yes. You were distracted. You should become detached.
Come on, you were
Well,
detached
whoever
when you
you
said
are,
the
that's
tribes were mercenaries instead of missionaries.
well.
Hey,
Say
that brings up a question. I wonder, is there a mercenary position in sex?
yes. It's called marriage.
Uh, oh, oh yeah. Speaking of marriage,
One last thing.
yeah,
There's another movie that he recommended, which I don't have a copy of, and I don't even know how to get to it. Called basically, it's Teachings of the Bardo Todo, which is
teachings of what?
Bardo Todo.
Bardo Toto. I guess that
Todo.
is who? Dio?
Bardo Todo.
That's what I had, Toto, and you said D.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, but you get it wrong so often.
No,
It's
no,
hard
no,
to
no.
get it right.
Okay.
So anyway, what it is
What
the
is that?
Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's very, very strange. Very interesting.
How do you know? Have you read part of it or what?
I watched the movie. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you said you couldn't get a hold of it.
Yes, but I had it at one point.
That's a different
Yeah.
story.
He
That's
gave me
of another.
Yeah, he gave me a copy of that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look through my collection and see if I did record it as well. I might have because I felt that whatever he gave me was precious.
Okay.
So I was fortunate that way.
Cool. Let me see.
Which brings up another subject: my lack of compassion for the left,
And
which
mine.
was triggered by the movie. See, there's a tie-in. I'm having difficulty being compassionate towards the left. I try to be compassionate from time to time, but in the end run, I'm becoming angrier and angrier, which is not good.
I refer to them as the loony left. But go ahead.
Right. That doesn't see the thing is that when you demonize a group, you make it impossible for you to go ahead and pull them out of the fire. So I just, and I don't know what to do with it. All I know is that I feel like to some extent I have to pick a side. And to some other extent, I feel that it in and of itself is part of the problem. If both sides are right, then then that makes both sides wrong. So you know what I mean? It's just I don't know.
But
I'm wondering if
one side is way wronger than the other.
Way wronger. You're actually going to say
I just made that up. Yes.
Yeah, it felt like it. It felt so wronger. Anyway, it's just me kicking myself in the ass.
Was one of the wronger things I did.
And the thing, and the truth of the matter is, the right has a history of being inclusive when it comes to people on the left, showing some sort of interaction and going, "Oh, I didn't know that." I've seen a number of videos where there were black people that went into MAGA groups thinking that they were going to be, right, whatever, treated poorly, and they ended up walking away completely enamored with the group.
Yeah, because we are much more accepting than the so-called tolerant left. The tolerant left, the intolerant left, which still refers to itself as liberal at times, although they prefer coming out of the closet completely as progressive now. But they are not liberal at all. They have no patience. If you are one of them and you go against any one of their principles, well, I can't call them principles because, let's say, policies or goals or whatever, they will eat you alive. They will eat their own.
Well, the funny thing about these so-called liberals is that they say they're progressive, they say they're inclusive, they say all these things, but what they've done is created a very tight and exclusive set of thoughts that if you don't possess them, then they see you not just as a person in disagreement, as the enemy, and therefore must be taken down for the good of mankind.
It's groupthink. They are the equivalent of Star Trek's Borg. Okay, they're like ants in a hive that all think the same, and if any ant goes astray, they'll turn on him in a second and kill him.
That reminds me of the movie Ants. Woody Allen's movie Ants. Did you ever see that?
I saw it once years ago. I want to see it again. In fact, I was checking to see if I could find it online. I'm going, but now that I have, I like the way they have the new library system. You can borrow audiobooks, you can borrow books, or even CDs and so forth from. Oh boy, from
other libraries.
I'll call her back from other branches, and they'll ship it to your branch. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to get Ants that way, because for some reason a couple of weeks ago, I decided I wanted to watch it again.
It's actually excellent. I watched it about 6 months ago, and it's an amazing metaphor, and it has some outstanding actors in it. I forget the guy who's the general. He's like rather famous. He was in Hoosiers. Do you remember the movie Hoosiers? Doyle.
I didn't watch the. I don't think I watched the whole film.
Who was Popeye Doyle?
Popeye Doyle was the character that was played by Gene Hackman in the French.
That's who's in it. Gene Hackman is the general. He's the one who's willing to sacrifice the colony for his own ambition.
That was his name, Popeye Doyle, in the film, or he was the character, Gene Hackman.
Popeye Doyle was in The French Connection.
Yeah,
that's the character's name. Gene Hackman was the actor that played Popeye Doyle.
That's what I was clarifying.
Trying to pull his name out of your ass, but there's so much up there, I couldn't pull it out. It was like,
was he a mercenary or a mission? Was he a mercenary or a mission?
We'll find out when we replay this one. We'll see who's the dirty one.
Yeah, you know what? We've done some dumb podcasts, but this one I think is in the race to take the cake.
Well, they all are. We'll see what happens.
We've done some really good ones. I think the October 7th one was a very solemn and very timely and serious one.
Yeah. It was just me ranting as far as I'm concerned.
That's okay. I let you rant because everything you said was true.
Right. And you sent that image of that family that was buried alive.
There were other families that were burned alive. There were other families where they tortured and killed the children in front of the parents, then raped and tortured the mother, and then finally killed the father.
6,000 pieces of shit. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Oh, there's another one. There was another one I found out. He was a hostage who was one of the ones who were released. After his release, he found out that, they starved him for I forget how many months. They used to eat 4 times a day in front of him, laughing at him, so forth. And he lost 60 pounds while he was a hostage. And after he was released, he found out that the day of that on October 7th, they had killed his entire family. His mother, brother, father, sister, everyone. Anyway. All right, let's get off of that subject.
Trump is sending troops regardless of these miserable judges trying to interfere. I thought the Supreme Court said that these circuit judges can't interfere with federal policy.
Yes. I mean, he's doing everything. He's not being a dictator. He's doing it. He's going through the judges, through the court system. But when the Constitution says he can do this or that, he'll just do it. Okay? And the Supreme Court has backed him. And these judges are just Democrat plants who are given marching orders to stop this any way you can.
Well, the thing is that he's sending troops to protect federal assets.
Yes, and that's within his role as commander in chief.
Yes.
What?
The thing is that it's metaphorically speaking. Can you send some sort of security out to your store to protect your store from being robbed? No, you can't. You're a tyrant if you do that. No, it's your store. Now, if you send them over to somebody else's store, maybe you're pushing it. But the point is,
their argument on that is, oh no, you don't need private security. We have our police force. But then they tell the police, look, if this guy gets attacked, I don't want you going over and helping him.
2 days ago, there was a guy, and he was a counter-protester for the ICE people, and they snatched they're not protesters. These
insurrectionists, paid protesters.
Yeah. Well, they're insurrectionists. So anyway,
Yeah.
the enemies of freedom snatched him and basically manhandled him, and he finally defended himself and pushed him away, and the police arrested the guy that was grabbed by the group. Now they arrested him. Now here's the thing: there was a number of people found out about this because he's a news person, and even Trump had the time to go ahead and send a little message saying, let him go. And a number of other prominent people, I forget the list, there's about 4 people that sent, let him go, and they let him go. But they arrested him. And then somebody else in this group, the same thing happened the other day, and they did that to him too. So the police, and I call them police because they have a title, which they clearly don't deserve, because I don't give a shit what orders they're receiving. If you're in a war and your commanding officer tells you to go into that orphanage and shoot all the children, you say no. I'm not going to do it. Why? Because there are some laws that are more powerful than orders from a freaking commander.
Yeah. Natural laws, decency, morality, and that would be a war crime if you followed those orders. You'd be no better than the Nazis who followed orders during the final solution.
Let's keep it simple. It's straight up wrong.
Yes.
So
it's
the
evil.
thing is that
evil.
You do have a right to refuse any unlawful order given by a superior.
That's right.
You better know what the hell you're talking about. But if that's, and the thing is that people die every day because they stand up for what is true and they get taken down anyway. So, those are unsung heroes.
Now you got that idiot Johnson in as well as the master idiot, what's his name? Newsom in California. Creating these imaginary no ice zones. So I mean, I don't think they can. Oh, did you see that photograph they said of Texas National Guard arriving in Chicago? It was funny because all 6 of the guys you see, or 6 of the 7 guys you see, are really overweight. I mean, too overweight. And they're coming off the truck and walking towards wherever their training facility. And the caption I saw on one thing was Texas National Guard send troops to eat protesters, anti-ICE protesters.
Well,
but and then somebody else said, "Hey, somebody call Hegseth and tell them to take a look at these guys."
Yeah, that's a mess. Yeah, but they're there. They're doing. They were sent there. They're there.
Yeah.
So
and you don't mess with
regardless of whether or not they're fit or not.
Yeah. I'll bet you any money that all of them are really good shots. Oh, speaking of shots, I saw one thing, but it was on the X account of this X or Threads, I forget. But this really loony Karen, okay, who is like, she put up a meme saying that 72% of Americans want Trump removed, which is bullshit, of course. Okay, she's obviously a propagandist for the left, probably paid. And then she had something. She had a few other things about ICE and so forth. I mean, the lies that this is the one that got me. She's claiming that a priest was shot in the head by an ICE agent using a paintball. Okay, a paintball. And you see a thing that where this supposedly he's a priest standing in the middle of a driveway and there are people around. And there you see like at least 3 ICE agents up on the roof. They got the paintball guns, right? I didn't watch the whole thing, but I don't believe he was a priest. I don't believe he was shot for no reason. They're saying that they just opened fire and laughed about it. Okay,
it's a paintball.
It's a paintball. Yeah, I've been hit by paintballs. I mean, we used to go paintballing
Fun.
a lot in the '80s and even through the '90s a couple of
We
times.
did it for fun.
Yeah,
Getting hit by a paintball,
yeah,
unless it's in the groin or in the eye,
yeah. That's
you
why
know,
you wear a cup and why
or
you
the
wear
ear.
gloves.
Getting hit in the ear sucks.
Oh, yeah,
The matter is that it's a freaking paintball.
yeah. I remember one time coming home and I'd been hit. I'd been hit in an ambush one time, and I'd had like I gotten a bunch of shots at me because they were just waiting, and like about 6 or 8 of them just fired at me. Boom, boom, boom. And I got home and I'm taking my shirt off, and I go, "Oh man, look at this!" I had all these bruises on my midsection, and my wife goes, "Well, you're the one who wants to do this."
I got hurt more by myself than by the paintballs because I remember I was my site got overrun, and in order to escape, I actually reversed back. I backed into the brush so I could bust through it to get to the other side. And when I got home, I was all scratched up. That's how insane you can get when you
Yeah.
do paintball. You take risks you really shouldn't be taking for a freaking game.
The last time I went, it was when for my sons took me for my 65th birthday, or was it 70th birthday? I forget. They took me twice, once in my 60s, and I think when I turned 70. And I was running and diving and rolling more at that age than I used to when I was in my 30s.
I had a similar
It was
situation.
crazy. And I don't like that because these days I just think of even falling on soft grass, I cringe. Okay.
I forget. It was somebody's birthday, and I was like 60, and Diego was there, and David was there, and uh, they. The funny thing is, they knew that I had experience with the paintball thing, and we were doing lasers, not paintball.
Oh,
And
okay. Laser tag.
the thing is that they the first round we got wasted because they didn't listen. I told them to break up, hold the middle, create two flanks to keep people from going ahead and getting around us,
Mm-hmm.
and have your best people, slowly advancing, taking the occasional pot shot at whatever's available, right? So, pretty simple stuff. Well, they didn't listen to me the first time, and that's exactly what the other team did.
They closed in on you.
So then the second time we were smarter, and we did pretty good, but it was a lot of fun. And the thing is, what's most amazing about paintball, these laser things, is there is something inside each human being that immediately snaps on the moment you start playing that game, and there's a part of you that takes it really serious. I remember when the first paintball thing, we had grabbed the flag as a group. There was 3 of us, and what did we do? We ran through. The flag bearer, was holding and we were straddling both sides of him, so this way we'd be human shields. We were running
Yeah.
down the middle
To make sure he got through and he didn't get hit.
He's got to get through. He's got the flag. Stupid shit. But we just did that, We just did that. It's a lot of fun. It is physical, though. It is definitely physical. We were talking about Rio Bravo yesterday,
Yes.
and you said there was a movie that took its place.
No, it was a remake of basically the same script where John Wayne comes in to bail out his friend who is the sheriff, but who has become an alcoholic because of failed romance.
What was that called again?
That second one was El Dorado.
Okay.
John Wayne and Robert Mitchum.
So
And
when we had that conversation,
Walter Brennan was replaced by some other actor, another famous character actor. I can't remember his name of.
we were going to have a conversation about movies that had a sequel that either sucked or was great.
Yeah. Well,
So
we did that one time, I think, but we kind
not
of
sequels.
we did it for a very short time. We got to do a whole show on that. Yes. But this
Yes.
is not going to be it.
Well, I have a sequel that I want to say sucks.
We could talk about that.
The Day the Earth Stood Still. Keanu Reeves. What a piece of shit that was.
Oh, it was? I'm glad I never saw it then. Because I remember the Day the Earth Stood Still. That was with Michael Rennie in the 50s, right?
Yes.
Michael Rennie was big into sci-fi thing.
Yeah, he had an odd character.
Yeah, an odd.
I also didn't like the remake of The Thing.
Yeah, The Thing, to me, nothing was more terrifying than not seeing the figure except in silhouette at the end when James Arness, who was 6'7", and he had, I think they gave him Frankenstein type boots. He slams open the door to the greenhouse, and you see him in silhouette with light behind him.
Don't tell them the ending in case they haven't seen it.
No, I'm not going to tell him. But he looked terrifying. He looked like Frankenstein who had been to the gym. Okay.
Hey, I got a problem. What if he can read my mind? Then he's going to be real angry when it gets to me.
What's that?
Man, you cannot listen.
Wait. Yeah, right.
No,
he knew what they were doing.
Forget about it. Anyway, the thing is
What did I miss?
That was a line in the movie. One of the people go, "Hey, what if he can read our minds?" And then another guy says that he's going to be real angry when it gets to me.
That's right. I remember that now. But I think The Thing did have some kind of. Did he have some kind of knowledge of what they were going to do or something?
He was a vegetable.
Yeah, I know, but don't give that away.
Why? They find out that, right?
No, not till the end.
No.
Anyway, it's a really good movie, and the remake was okay, and I like Kurt Russell a lot, but I don't think it was.
There's only one good scene. There's only one good scene in the remake, and that's when they're testing to see whether or not, like, supposedly, if you damage any one part of the thing, it like goes wacky. So they start like, they take the blood from everybody, and then they start hitting the blood with like fire or something, electricity.
If you've been infected,
if it springs out. So this one guy is tied over there, and this thing springs up, and it's like bedlam, right? And then finally, when the whole thing is over, and they go to the other guy, knowing that he's not the thing because they found who was the thing. He goes ahead. He goes quite gently. He says, "Gentlemen, now that you know that I'm not the thing, can you get me the fuck out of here?" Because just imagine, this thing is going freaking crazy, and he's tied, and he's right next to it. Oh my God, what a nightmare!
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of our audience who don't know, the Thing movie we're talking about was actually, the real title was The Thing from Outer Space.
No, from another world.
From another world. Okay, The Thing from Another World, and it was a 1951 film, I believe.
I thought it was 54.
Let's find out. Let's look at IMDb. DB. The Thing. Oh, come on.
From Another World.
Thing with feathers? Never heard of that one.
You have to put From Another World.
From Another World, 1951. I was correct.
That's what I said.
You said 54. You were thinking of the Mercenaries instead of the Missionaries.
Hey, I found out that I have the same birthday as Curtis Sliwa.
There you go. Vote for Mike.
I should contact him.
Over that Islamist bastard, you should vote for Mike. Even Mike would make a much better man.
Actually, I met Curtis Sliwa on the street, and he had his posse with him.
Did they kick your ass and throw you in jail?
No, because they would fear my kung fu. But anyway, the thing is that the woman that was with at the time, who was pretty close to gorgeous. They're walking down the street, and I see him. He's on 9th Avenue, and they go, "Curtis," and that was it. That was the extent of our meeting.
Okay,
but I did like him because he was. Anybody doesn't know, he created a group called the Guardian Angels, and what they would do is they would walk the streets during the day and night, And basically, if there was somebody who was in trouble, they would step in, or at the very least, call the local police and get them
They would
there.
make citizens arrest too on occasion. They were all trained in self defense, some kind of martial arts. And most of the kids, most of the angels were black. A large quantity of them were black.
Okay.
They didn't want the crime in their neighborhoods any more than white people wanted in their neighborhoods. So,
Nobody wants crime in their neighborhoods unless, of course,
they're
you're a
committing.
criminal.
Yeah.
But unless you're Diddy.
Or if you're Mayor Johnson in Chicago and you don't care that young black kids are being slaughtered on a daily basis, not just weekly, not just monthly, or your daily basis.
That's terrible.
Shootings. It's more dangerous than some city in Afghanistan.
That's absolutely not true. He does care. That's why he's trying to keep it from being discovered that stuff is happening and make believe that there is no crime there. We don't need anybody here, even though it's been about this year that 51 people were murdered and
so far?
numerous people.
Yeah, but how many shootings?
Many more. I was going to get to that. But those were the people that died from the shootings. So
yeah, and he doesn't want help from the federal government. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
Well, the thing is that would prove that he needed help, and the other thing is that if
people
it's
in
anything
Chicago
like
were
Portland,
stupid to elect him because he said when he replaced Mayor Beetlejuice there that nothing was going to change.
Lori Lightfoot,
yes, Beetlejuice.
Don't say her name 3 times, or else she might pop up.
Bug-eyed.
I tell you what, that would seeing that face would ruin a blowjob.
Man, no wonder she's a lesbian. No man would want to go near her.
Oh my God!
Only a self-loathing Karen. Only a self-loathing Karen would want to.
What makes you think a woman wants that? I mean, ugly is ugly.
Yeah, I don't understand lipstick lesbians who are dating or living with the ugliest woman trying to look like a man possible.
Yeah, right. Well, that makes sense. They want that in every homosexual relationship there is a male and a female character, and somebody takes it. Now there might be exceptions to that, but that is the majority. There's somebody who is the feminine side, and the other one is the masculine side. Lori Lightfoot's, she's probably the masculine side because only a man could be that ugly.
Yeah, but I mean, how is it that these lipstick lesbians are attracted to a woman who tries her best to look like a man?
That's what I just said. There's always two genders.
I know. It's incredible. I mean, okay, obviously they wanna lick something that you and I would prefer to lick too. The lips.
Not based upon what I've experienced, but the thing is that
there's nothing
ultra
like a
feminine is going to be attracted to the ultra masculine. So it's like it makes perfect sense.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's a compensation.
They are the ugliest. If they were men, they would be the ugliest little runts that you can imagine, and very, very aggressive too.
If you're going to have a fruitless relationship, pick whoever you want, because essentially that's what it is. It's a fruitless relationship.
Yeah.
The only thing
if you're shipwrecked on a deserted island, you might have a relationship with a coconut tree with a hole in it.
A monkey.
Oh, jeez.
And then you could have AIDS.
Then you can have a child that comes out and you'll have to name him Anthony Fauci.
There's somebody walking and talking that shouldn't be.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so Trump is sending the troops regardless because he has the authority. He knows that these judges don't have authority to make commander-in-chief decisions, and he knows that he has not only the authority but the duty to go ahead and protect American citizens in various locations of the globe, regardless. And that's his job.
Yeah.
He is the commander in chief
To protect
of
the
all
people of the United States.
Yeah. The fact that it's another state. Now, the thing is that the whole point of having state rights and everything is so this way you establish, you know, uh, a number of things. But if you're not fulfilling your responsibilities if the state
Basic
leadership is not fulfilling the responsibilities due to incompetence or lack of resources, then the federal government is duty bound to come in, or the local states around them can come in and help. We are a nation of states. We're not independent states that happens to be sharing the same title. We're a nation of states, and that common ground gives the federal government certain access and certain responsibilities and certain duties. Now, I'm not a constitutional guy. Don't have a lot of savvy. That's why I didn't debate Mike Gatto, because he would have creamed me. That's what he does for a freaking living.
He's
It's
a
like,
lawyer too. So
it's like if I went ahead and tried to go ahead and wrestle Hulk Hogan. Mind you, I'd have a really good chance right now.
right now,
But
yes.
if
you could pick him up. If you could pick him up. Well, he's a little lighter than he was, I think.
Possibly.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
I tell you what,
really respect you.
he's probably still dangerous, and he's dead, and he's still dangerous. I wouldn't mess with him. But anyway, oh my God!
Anyway, getting back for a moment to Lori Lightfoot, you know that there was one time when she had a mud pack on for 2 days, and she looked great, but then the mud fell off.
Yeah, we got the lead in on that one. We knew that the mud pack never left her for 2 days.
Anyway,
the setup would have to be different. She decided it would be like, Lori Lightfoot decided to wear a mud pack for 2 days and improve her looks, and everybody thought it really worked until she removed the mud pack. See, the lead in has to be better.
okay.
You have to make it sound as though it's already been removed, and then I'm here to teach.
All right. So, you have anything else you want to talk about today?
Yes. Floss as much as you can.
Well, I have an alternative to those flossers. I have those too, but let me show you what I got here. And I like these. I never used them before until recently, because I got a couple of spots back here that are hard to reach with the flossers, even regular floss. But this little thing, goes in there and gets everything out.
I have disposable ones of those.
Yeah, these are disposable.
Those go in between the teeth and stuff very nicely.
Yeah, and they clean it out really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Or you can get a water pick, which also does it, but I don't like it because it makes my teeth really cold, and then that hurts.
Well, can't you use warmer water?
I hate to say it, but that never occurred to me.
Well, for someone who mistakes missionary for mercenary, that's not surprising.
Okay, pal.
Hey,
okay.
I'm going to milk this one for all it's worth until the end of the show.
Okay, I'm gonna come up with a sequel to a movie that was actually, I think, better than the first movie. Ready? The Empire Strikes Back.
You think it was better than Star Wars?
Yes, I had Billy D. Williams. They had to throw a black guy in there.
What was it? At least Charles Schultz in Peanuts, he had a black kid in there, and at least he was called Token. Okay.
Okay.
But I wonder if he could get away with that these days.
Well, you got to work with your time. You work with the times. Do you have any movies that had a sequel that you thought
was
disappointed or liked?
Well, the ones that come to mind immediately are Godfather and Godfather 2. But That's when Robert De Niro was still sane, and he did a great job of that.
I don't have a problem with number 2. I think number 3 I didn't like.
Number 3, most people didn't like. I tolerated it, but it's not a great one. And now they've renamed it. They call it Godfather 3: The Death of Michael Corleone.
Well, I have one that probably doesn't qualify because it had to be made anyway, which is the second movie in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is the Two Towers.
You didn't like the Two Towers where Frodo?
No, I think in a lot of ways it was better.
Oh, better than the first.
Possibly. Here's the
first,
reason.
You got to remember, the first they had to introduce everybody.
Well, I was going to get
time. That takes, it slows things down.
Well, the first is good as a setup, okay, and there are some really great stuff in it, but the second is heavy duty into action, and that was good too.
And the third one was kind of the third in any kind of sequel movies always seems to be, let's rush to finish this up. A little too fast, maybe. I don't know.
The book was written before they even started, so none of these are really sequels. It's a 3-part.
A trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trilogy.
It's a continuation.
The thing about the last one, what bothers most people is they felt the ending was too long. And the reason why the movie, the ending was so long, it was about 20 minutes, was simply because it was an epic film. And those people who loved the movie needed to see all those little things, and
the resolution of everything.
Right. Like the scene where they're in the Shire in the tavern, and everybody's having a good time, and they're looking at each other. The three main characters.
Yeah.
No, it was not unnecessary. That's the point. The point was that they were looking at each other, and they could not get back into the feel of it. They couldn't be the hobbits that they were anymore.
I understand. I see what you're saying now. Okay, I'm sorry.
So that was important. And that's the reason why
they've been through hell. And
Frodo had to go. Sam married the girl of his dreams, and who, by the way,
was cute.
I don't care if she's 3 foot tall or not. I'd do her.
Yeah, I know she was cute.
Oh, yeah, baby. Hey, sweetheart, you can stand up and do it.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, Sam must have been well hung for her to be with.
I tell you what, though. The best thing about being with a hobbit is they really know how to give you good foot rubs. Oh, baby. Oh, some more on the toe. Oh, my God. Oh, don't you do that with the toe. But they're not really sequels. They're like 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. So that kind of doesn't count, really.
That's like Kill Bill 1, 2, and 3. They were all good.
There was a Kill Bill 3?
Hell yes. I can't believe you don't know that.
Oh, you remember 1 and 2?
Man, 1 is The Bride. The second one is
where she actually kills Bill at the end.
It's a very different type of movie. It's fantastic. It's all good.
Wait. Which one does she kill Bill in? The second, right?
I think there's a child involved. Okay, and I believe it's.
Oh wait, that's right. There was a child.
No, in the second one,
she was in a coma.
Michael Madsen tries to kill her, and that's where we learned that she's got the 1-inch punch. When she gets out of the coffin.
Yeah, but wait. So they took her child when she was in a coma, right?
I think so. Yeah, and Kwai Chang Caine raised him.
People don't know. Well, a lot of people don't know the reference. David Carradine played Kwai Chang Caine, who was a half Chinese, half American monk who made it into the Shaolin Temple in the 1800s, and he became a kung fu master, and he emigrated to America. I forget why. I don't know, because he wasn't being accepted by the Chinese, or
because he actually killed a notable person. He had to leave.
Oh, that's right. He killed somebody. That's right.
Yeah, it was like a prince or something.
Yeah. So he went to his father's home.
The prince, that notable person, killed his master.
Yes.
Old catch the pebble from
Blind
my
guy,
hand.
right?
What?
The blind one?
Yes.
Master Poe.
Actually, it was Ray Charles. Catch the pebble from my hand.
Yeah, but that's
Catch
when
the
he
pebble
was
from my
younger
hand.
and known as Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah. Isn't that pebble lovely? Isn't that pebble nice? You
We're
can't
just
do
getting into ridiculousness here now.
Yeah, the thing is that Kung Fu was actually a pretty good series.
It was.
It had
I
a
used
lot
to
of
watch it all the
stuff.
time.
Yeah.
You know, it was in the 60s. I don't remember. And, you know, the thing is, Bruce Lee was supposed to be, that was his idea. And he was disappointed when the guy who played the Green Hornet, who was supposed to be the star, but Kato wound up stealing the show in the Green Hornet. He told, I forget his name. He went to Hong Kong and he gave Bruce Lee the bad news that the studio decided they didn't want to take a risk on on an Asian actor. So they were going to go with an American and make him look half Chinese, just like they did with Charlie Chan. He was played by two American actors made up to look Chinese because they had the eyes
There's
back.
nothing wrong with it. It's been done for centuries that people that are outside of a particular culture have an actor to go ahead and represent that other person, those other groups. I mean, it's not unheard of. I mean, how many Englishmen play Romans? I don't see a bunch of Italian guys in there. How many Italian guys play Indians? I don't hear anybody complaining about that.
Oh, wait, there was an Italian guy who played that Indian for that environmental thing where he's riding on his horse and he cries when he sees the litter. That guy's
Okay.
Italian. He's probably more Italian than you are. Okay, but
nobody's more Italian than me. But anyway, the thing is that
you do smell like burnt sausage and
it's
lasagna.
called acting. You can be anything you want to be when you're an actor.
Yes.
So you could be black,
Othello
white,
for all of Shakespeare's time, he didn't put a black actor in there. No.
Hey, what about no theater? No theater in Japan. There's only men. Yeah, I guarantee you.
They play women.
They play women. So, and I'm quite sure they don't. Not all the men are going to be Japanese in their stories.
I didn't know that No was only men. I had no idea.
Oh, no theater.
I didn't know it was played only by men. I thought they had women in it too. Okay.
There was a.
Well,
there was
you know what? Every country has to have an artistic outlet for their gay population because the gays naturally tend to go to that.
Well, the thing is, in Japan, their sexual, the views on sexuality don't have a problem with any kind of sexual proclivity, such as they were acceptant of people sodomizing children.
Really? Oh, wait, the samurais.
Anybody.
The samurais used to have sex with their what do they call them? Their charges, their apprentices.
Okay. Sometimes here's the thing. There are people that there were if you ever read Shogun, you'd find out that sex was very, very open in Japan. Okay, and to prove that they're still thinking that way to a great degree, there are vending machines in Japan where men can buy. Schoolgirls use soiled underpanties, but here's one back.
New depth.
Here's one that complements them. If you go to a vending machine and there is a drink, it might have a 8-ounce, 10-ounce, 12-ounce. They're all the same price. You just take the one that you need. So that's you got to give the good with the bad. That's the way it is. Oh, by the way, yesterday there was some I don't know, whatever he was at the Walmart, and he was responsible for the ammunition firearm section that they have there, right? So I'm trying to go ahead and get him to grab a particular thing, and I go, and before it even happens, and this is big black cat right over there next to me, and we're just talking stuff back and forth, having a good time, and so I go, hey babe, need some ammo? He goes, I am not the babe. I said, I'm sorry, I'm a creature of the '60s. I call everybody that. He goes, I am not from the '60s. Yeah, I noticed. You should carry a sign that says you're not from the '60s, so this way I know. And so the black cat starts laughing, and I go, oh, and I go down and I go, oh, geez, my sign, it must have fallen off. Because I had a sign here that said I'm from the '60s. Oh, I feel so bad now. And I just kept busting this guy's balls. And when the whole thing was over, and the guy was still there, and he's helping this black cat, I go ahead and pat the black cat on the back. And I go, see you later, babe. And he starts laughing again. Just busting this guy's balls. It was so much fun.
And now the guy was a trans guy, or you just called him babe?
I don't know what he was. He might have been Middle Eastern.
Oh shit!
He might have been Hispanic. He was like in that iffy state. He didn't know how to speak English very well.
He probably would have started in on you. He would have given you shit back. But if he was Middle Eastern, then he's probably being a little reserved.
He tried to, but every time I turned around,
he probably went home and made a call to the Muslim center and put a fatwa out on you.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
But he found out there's already a fatwa on him.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Please show up at 3:00 so I know I don't have to answer the door. I'll just shoot through it. But anyway, the thing is that what's really funny is I went up to the black cat that was there, and he was trying to pick up some 22 ammo. And I went up to him and I said, you owe me $3. He says, what? I said, yeah, for the entertainment. He started laughing again. This cat was so on top of it. And I just love it.
He's probably telling his friends stories about this crazy white guy he was with yesterday.
Yeah. This whole but that's the way it is, He's like I mean, that's the way it is. What can I tell you? I needed a particular type of low velocity ammo, and Walmart had it. Walmart's got good in Pennsylvania. Walmart's got decent prices for ammo.
Pennsylvania, over here in New Jersey, the stupid. Oh my God! This is such an anti-constitutionalist government we have here. The entire legislature, along with the governor, should all. If this was 150, 200 years ago, they wouldn't be there anymore.
I want to tell you about
decorations.
Yeah, I want to tell you about a store that's in Philipsburg. I'm trying to. Unfortunately, yeah,
that's pretty far. That's close to you, actually.
Yeah, that's actually across the river. I want to get the name right. Gun shops.
Did you see the time they caught it on camera where Lori Lightfoot was at home and she comes out and the garbage truck is going down the street and she ran after it and said, "Am I too late for the garbage?" And the driver said, "No, jump in."
Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. Let's see. Why isn't anything better coming up? Where the hell?
Yeah, my brother's wife came home the other day and said, "There's water in the carburetor," right? And he goes, "Where's the car?" She goes, "In the lake."
Oh, man. That sucks. What the fuck? Why can't I find this thing?
What are you looking for?
A gun store that is in Philipsburg.
Let me try on Google.
Yeah, but I don't understand why I can't find it.
TechOps International?
What?
TechOps
International. That's it. TechOps. Okay. So here's the thing.
No, I'm fucking good.
You know how I mentioned the cheap prices at Philipsburg? I mean at Walmart?
Well, I stopped in here one time and I picked up some ammo.
Yes. Well, you know how I just mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
So the point that TechOps, which is right
TechOps.
off of Route 22,
Yeah,
Philipsburg.
I stopped there one time when I was coming from you.
I want to say something here.
Go ahead.
They had this one particular ammo. It was Aguila, this ultra high speed ammo. I forget the name of the ammo. I'm not going to bother worrying about it. But anyway, they had it for $2 less than any place else I could get it. Oh, TechOps does have the occasional bargain. I just want to throw that out there.
No, I was coming from Pennsylvania. We'd stop by to see you. I was with Valentina, and I stopped there. I stopped there and somewhere else. I forget where, but I remember this building, and I went in and I picked up some 9mm, I think it was, because
Right.
at the time it was a bit cheaper than in New Jersey.
Well, Philipsburg is Jersey.
Sorry, it was cheaper than here in where I live. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Not
Well,
much. A little different since I was there. Why not?
What I'm saying is that particular store, TechOps, actually was selling this Aguila 22 interceptor ammo for $10 instead of the normal $12. It's a high speed, flat nosed ammo, and it's very popular with people when it comes to self defense with 22. It's got a good rep.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's hot. It's like over 1400.
Flat nose will probably open up on impact. So, no,
No, it's the thing with 22s in the most cases when you're shooting them out of a pistol, you're more interested in penetration because you're probably not going to be able to go ahead and get enough velocity to open up your hollow point.
Okay.
So, in this particular case, it's flat nose, which actually creates a better wound channel, and it has a hell of a reputation. It's right up there with some of the other 22 self-defense rounds.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
we're good.
We are good. I think we've had a good combination of commonsensical statements and ridiculousness. So we're gonna finish this. Gonna see you again next time on The View from Here. Next week, I remind you, we will have a guest on. Well, that'll be the Wednesday show. We'll be coming to you, speaking to Jim Beach for a second time.
Yes.
Okay.
God bless.
Adios.
Adios.